Hey guys, Auspicious Aussie here, and welcome to my preview slash prediction video for All Elite Wrestling Full Gear. One of the first pay-per-views, of course, for All Elite Wrestling. Now, I have to say, I'm excited for this pay-per-view. However, I feel like there are a couple of matches that are just lacking in both storytelling and any real meaning to the match. Now, obviously, AEW, they want to put a heavy emphasis on the fact that matches matter. But I feel like there are a couple that don't exactly have any real storyline behind them. We're going to go through all the matches, but we'll start things off with probably the opening match of the show, which will be the Triple Threat World Tag Team title match between Lucha Bros, the champions, SCU, and Private Party. On paper, this is obviously a really, really good match. However, I feel like the storytelling isn't quite there. You know, they have this bronze medal match on Dynamite for Private Party to be entered into the Triple Threat. It's not a lot of build-up. Obviously, Lucha Bros versus SCU. I mean, it's already been and done to an extent on Dynamite, and that match in itself was incredible. I do feel like this match is going to be extremely good, don't get me wrong. Possibly could even steal the show, depending on the finish of the match. There's a lot of people out there thinking that Christopher Daniels is going to cost SCU this match in some sort of fashion, whether it be... I don't think he's going to turn on them because it's way too early for that. But maybe a distraction, basically a botched distraction for his own teammates. And then obviously someone getting the pinfall on them. You would like to think that it would be Lucha Bros, and then that would maybe continue the storyline with Lucha Bros as the heel champions going forward. That's where my prediction's going to be. I think Lucha Bros will win and become the new tag team champions. I know it's going to be a very short reign for SCU, but I feel like if this is the only way that it would really make sense for their story to go forward. Anyway, like I said, Private Party being in there, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. But then again, I guess they didn't want to run with the exact same singles match, and instead going with the triple threat. Now, the next match I am going to go with is going to be Shawn Spears versus Janela. Now, this is the match that I'm least excited for, obvious reasons. There's just no storytelling behind it. I mean, it was on the AEW Dark show. Spears, grabbed Janela by the tongue, and I don't know. It looked a bit weird, a bit cheap, and they've just thrown this match together. I would rather them not even have the match. I mean, they could have the match on Dynamite, where it won't mean as much, but they're putting it on pay-per-view, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Obviously, Tully Blanchard will be in Spears' corner. I mean, there's only one real outcome from this match, and that is Shawn Spears winning. Unfortunately, at the expense of Janela, who I've been pretty impressed with so far. All right, so the next match I'm going to go with will be Rijo versus Emi Sakura for the World Women's title, the Women's World title, yeah, whatever it's called. Let's call it the Women's Championship. It makes things so much easier. Yeah, this one, again, it's just to give Rijo a defense. I don't think Sakura is going to win. She is, of course, the more experienced, the veteran, if you will. I think she might have even been a trainer at some stage of Rijo. I think that's what they were saying on Dynamite. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's pretty simple. Rijo's the babyface champion, and Sakura is going to be the somewhat of a heel figure. And like I said, there's only one winner here, and that is definitely Rijo. And hopefully that'll set a title match up for the next pay-per-view between the other women's match here tonight. The next match we're going to go with is, of course, Hangman Page versus Pac or Puck. This one, it's again, it's sort of a repeat match that we've already seen. It makes sense because they have drawn out this storyline for quite some time, but at the same time, there's only going to be one winner, and I think that's Pac. And I think he needs to be elevated into a storyline between either Omega or Moxley up next. I think for him to get into that main event scene, and possibly, he could be a challenger for Cody if Cody is to win the world title. Yeah, so Pac is going to be my winner for that match. We then move into the other women's match, Britt Baker, Bea Priestley. Unfortunately, I really like Bea Priestley. I think she's a very talented women's wrestler. I've actually met her in real life in Australia for a PWA show. Very, very nice person as well. But yeah, unfortunately, she's going to lose. I think she's going to lose this match to Britt Baker. It seems pretty obvious that they're pushing Baker to possibly be the next women's champion. I think that's kind of what they're going for at the moment. Like I said, I'd love Priestley to win, but I think Britt Baker, they've been trying to get her finisher over. She had a pretty decent promo, to be fair. It seemed almost a little bit too real, which is, it's full credit to her. Put a lot of emotion into it. And yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a step up in quality, because some of Baker's matches haven't gotten me too excited, if that makes sense. But this one does have a decent story behind it. They have the whole concussion thing that they're working with, and these two have been sort of brawling at each other. Priestley hasn't really been featured too much in sort of the run-up to this pay-per-view, whereas Baker's sort of been heavily focused on. But it should be a better match than, hopefully, than what we've seen so far. The next match we're going to go with is Santana and Ortiz versus the Young Bucks. Now this one, I want the Young Bucks to win, obviously. I'm a fan of theirs. It's pretty obvious, but unfortunately, I think in order to get Santana and Ortiz over, they're going to have to pick up the win here. It's going to be very hard to make the match flow in a way that the Young Bucks are going to lose, because they did lose in the tag team title tournament. And another loss on pay-per-view, it could hurt them, It could hurt them if it's not done correctly. And I think that could be a pretty big problem. But hopefully they'll be able to sort of figure it out. And of course, the next match we have, I'm going to go with Moxley and Omega. I don't think it'll be the main event. Obviously, because the world title is going to be up. Well, you would assume it's going to be in the main event. But lights out match. I think for this match, Moxley has to win. It's essentially a hardcore match, whatever you want to call it, street fight, blah, blah, blah. Lights out, no rules, whatever. Moxley has to win because that's his, it's almost becoming his gimmick of match, which is a little bit unfortunate. I feel like they are kind of overdoing it at the moment, which I think is playing into the storyline that he's going for, the sort of anti-establishment angle. I think he'll win it, and then I think Omega hopefully will or either or Moxley or Omega to actually get a proper singles match between the two. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Moxley. I think he'll win it. Omega's started to come back recently. He started to get a little bit of momentum as, he started the TV shows off with a few losses. And of course, yeah, he wasn't looking too good. But yeah, I think he's going to lose again. And finally, we have the main event. Cody versus Jericho for the World title. It's hard because before Cody's promo on the Go Home show, I was going to go Jericho. But at this point, I have to go Cody. Purely for the fact that he said that he's not going to have another title shot if he doesn't beat Chris Jericho. Yeah, it's just a really weird thing to come out and say. Unless he doesn't want to be champion in sort of his own company as an EVP. That could be what is happening here. Could be a massive swerve, pulling the wool over everyone's eyes, and the fact that he doesn't actually want to be champion. It could be what's happening because Jericho hasn't even defended the title on pay-per-view yet, and for him to lose it at the first sort of time of asking, I know he had the Darby Allin title challenge, but it would be very weird. I'm gonna go with Cody. I think I'm gonna stick to it. I think he has to win, and I mean his promo. It was so good, and just so emotional. He almost started crying when he mentioned his father. I think he has to win. Similar to the NWA World's title when he won that at was All In. I think this is going to be another one of those types of moments. And yeah, we're going to go with Cody. I mean, altogether, I think 3 of the matches don't really make too much sense to me, and that is of course Spears versus Janela, Lucha Bros versus SCU versus Private Party. I only say that because of the fact that it's a triple threat. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. They almost could have just not had a title defense and maybe done a triple threat for the new number 1 contenders. That would have made a little bit more sense on pay-per-view. And give SCU the night off, or at least have them ringside commentary. Something like that would have been a little bit more like evolving of the tag team titles. But like I said, they do have some room to change and to build or continue building on the Lucha Bros. But I think they have to do a title change in order to really make that storyline cement itself. And finally, Hangman versus Puck. I think that match, it's not really needed to go again. So yeah, those are my predictions, my preview for Full Gear. Looking forward to it. Really excited. Like I said, I mean, I know I'm coming off probably a little bit negative here with what I'm saying, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big AEW fan. They've definitely won me over. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good show no matter what. And I mean, there are a few matches that could easily steal the show. I mean, obviously Cody vs Jericho is going to be a good match. But I think Lucha Bros, I mean, the triple threat tag team title match, it's going to be exciting. And then, of course, Moxley versus Omega. You know that match can cause some serious damage in the wrestling world. Anyways, guys, let me know your opinions down in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, take it easy and goodbye.